a thrill ride for her this last year as well. I feel like last year at this event, it was a little bit of a coming out party where she had some great results coming from a wild card position as well. So I think the international interest in both of them is so high, and Miami being such a sort of a cultural melt.
Miami Open has suddenly shifted into chaos, and right at the heart of the situation is Eala, a name that has completely changed the narrative surrounding the event. What began as an inspiring breakthrough story has quickly escalated into a serious behind-the-scenes problem, with tournament director James Blake reportedly rushing to manage a sharp drop in ticket sales and overall fan interest. Only a few days earlier, the tournament was booming, the energy was intense, the crowd was full, and ticket prices were climbing fast. Much of that excitement came from Eala's remarkable performance throughout the competition. She wasn't simply winning matches, she was delivering unforgettable moments. Each time she entered the court, it felt like a headline event. Spectators arrived early, remained until the end, and created a level of excitement that elevated the entire atmosphere. Blake had noticed this momentum early and made smart decisions, placing Eala on the main courts to maximize exposure and boost revenue. It was a strategic choice, and it paid off. Eala rapidly became the centerpiece of the Miami Open, attracting huge audiences and significantly increasing international attention, especially from Asian fans. But then everything suddenly changed.
Well beyond anything I could have dreamed of at that age.
Eala's exit in the round of 16 didn't just close her journey, it set off a chain reaction that few anticipated, as demand for tickets dropped almost instantly. Prices that had been soaring fell sharply, and the vibrant atmosphere that defined the opening stretch of the Miami Open seemed to fade overnight. Reports indicate that daily income, once estimated between $500,000 and $1 million from ticket sales and media streams, suffered a dramatic blow, falling to nearly $100,000 per day. That's not a minor setback, it's a major crash. The explanation is becoming more obvious. Eala wasn't just a promising talent, she attracted an entirely new wave of viewers, fans who were following her more than the sport itself. A large segment of that audience came from Asia, where her popularity has surged. Once she was eliminated, those viewing numbers declined rapidly, dragging sponsorship appeal and broadcast engagement down with them. Now, according to reports, James Blake is under intense pressure. In an effort to revive interest before the finals, Blake has reportedly reached out to the Women's Tennis Association with a bold idea: to stage an exhibition match featuring Eala and emerging Canadian talent Victoria Mboko. The plan is straightforward: bring Eala back, even briefly, to reignite the excitement that once surrounded the event. It's a move driven by urgency but also by acknowledgement. Urgency because the tournament is clearly struggling without her, and acknowledgement of just how influential she has become in such a short period. This situation isn't entirely new either. At the Australian Open, a similar scenario reportedly occurred when Eala exited early, leaving fans disappointed and the buzz noticeably reduced. The desire to watch her didn't fade, it intensified. There were even reports of supporters gathering outside, hoping for some form of return. In an unusual step, then Prime Minister Anthony Albanese backed an exhibition event involving Eala. It was a rare intervention, but it proved effective, drawing huge attention, bringing fans back, and restoring the lost excitement, and that successful example is now being seen as a potential blueprint.
And seeing the Brazilian fans, I mean, that's what you kind of want, you know. You want that new atmosphere. Same for Eala, having all the Philippine fans from coming, you know, to support her. It's fantastic. And
you cannot play Rafa anymore, but if you would make like 10 times time violation to Rafa, because like you need to have.
At another point, tournament director Tommy Ho reportedly considered similar last-minute solutions after a noticeable drop in crowd engagement, and although those plans never fully came together, they highlighted a growing pattern. Events are starting to understand Eala's rare ability to pull in massive attention. And it's not only organizers recognizing this shift, players are beginning to feel it too. Alicia Parks recently opened up about her experience competing against Eala, describing an atmosphere that was almost overwhelming: the noise, the crowd support, and the unmatched intensity surrounding her opponent. According to Parks, it didn't feel like facing just one player, but an entire wave of momentum. She even admitted needing to deliberately ignore the crowd just to stay focused, which shows the kind of mental pressure and presence Eala brings onto the court.
No, that's actually really great that she has so many fans, especially for tennis. It's good. I just remember I didn't even I don't know. I wasn't even listening to the crowd. I was just focused on the match. But it was crazy out there.
And then there's Jessica Pegula, who took the conversation even further, describing Alex Eala not just as a competitor, but as a true phenomenon. Pegula emphasized the excitement and fresh energy Eala brings to the tour, qualities that are both rare and extremely valuable. She suggested that what we're seeing right now is only the start, which raises a bigger question. If this is just the beginning, what happens when Eala reaches her full potential? Pegula even showed interest in inviting her onto her podcast, not only to discuss tennis but to dive into the level of attention and momentum she's generating. Because this goes beyond winning matches, it's about transforming the sport. Eala represents something much larger, drawing in new audiences, especially from regions that have traditionally been underrepresented in tennis, building emotional connections, inspiring the next generation, and bringing a new kind of excitement that goes beyond results. And that's exactly why her absence is being felt so strongly at the Miami Open. Right now, the event is dealing with an unexpected reality. Without her, the stands look emptier, the energy feels lower, and the sense of excitement and anticipation has clearly faded.
Amazing. I mean, I played her when she kind of broke out last year in Miami, and I'm from there, and the whole crowd was against me, and I was like, what on earth is going on? Like, where do these people come from? And then week after week, as she has done well and established herself as a really good player on tour, they all come out to support her. And so I think we saw that in Australia when it was kind of overcrowded. They put her on too small of a court. We saw it here. You can hear it from the hotel. You can hear the crowd roaring, especially at night.
For James Blake, this situation goes far beyond a simple logistical issue. It's a clear wake-up call. The modern tennis landscape is shifting, and players like Alex Eala are leading that transformation. They are not just competitors anymore. They are global attractions who directly impact ticket sales, streaming figures, sponsorship value, and overall fan engagement. That's why Blake's reported push for an exhibition match carries so much weight. It's not only about recovering lost revenue, but about recognizing how the game itself is evolving. However, the decision isn't his alone. The final say rests with the Women's Tennis Association and Eala herself, which makes the situation even more compelling. Will the WTA approve it? Will Eala agree to return for a special appearance? Or will the Miami Open be forced to continue without its biggest draw? If the exhibition does take place, it could completely reshape the narrative. A packed stadium before the final, revived energy, and a fresh wave of global attention. It would mark a comeback not just for Eala, but for the tournament as a whole. But if it doesn't, this event may become a powerful case study, showing just how much influence a single player can have in today's sports world. One thing is undeniable. Eala is no longer just an emerging talent. She's a force, and the entire tennis world is feeling her impact, even in her absence. So what do you think? Has Alex Eala already become one of the biggest attractions in women's tennis this early in her career? Is Blake right to push for an exhibition match, or could that set a risky precedent? And if the WTA approves it, would you want to see her return before the final, or should the tournament move forward without her? Most importantly, are we just seeing the beginning of her influence, or is this already a generational shift in tennis popularity? Let me know your thoughts below.